Hey, folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This video for Wednesday, April 4th, 2012 is sponsored by Realtik. All right, let's get into it. We have a lot to discuss today. Markets are getting slammed to the downside after a bond auction in Spain went awry. Basically, there was just no demand for it whatsoever, and yields had to go up dramatically. We all know when yields go up in Europe, that is problematic for the European Union. And again, that's shaking the markets every which way. We also have the Federal Reserve, who came out yesterday and essentially said no quantitative easing 3 is on the table right now, and the combination is really walloping the markets. You can see the sell-off yesterday was pretty good, and then you had the late day buy program hit. Today we're gapping down again. We gapped down below the low from yesterday, which is technically a river theory. And again, a river theory, you might not know what that means if you're not a member. If you're a member, you know it's a proprietary technique we use to tell us when a market is going to go up further or down further. In this case, it tells us the market was going to go down further, and that's exactly what it does. The river theory, three-tail theory, confirmation signal, and many, many more things are proprietary techniques here at InTheMoneyStocks.com, which will make you millions over the course of your trading career. They are awesome. All right, bottom line is, I called this decline on Monday, folks. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I called it. And you should kind of know it by watching my video yesterday and so forth, but I'm going to go over it right now. All you needed to know was that there was a beautiful trend line, parallel line feature here in the charts going back about a couple weeks. And again, what we saw here was this pivot high. When we broke through it, we went up by 50 cents. That created the pivot top right here. Then you had this great correction. And again, part of the reason why you knew it was going to correct pretty nicely over the last 2 days was because of the previous corrections we had. Again, after you hit this pivot top, after breaking through this one by 50 cents, it wasn't like you just pulled back a minor pullback and then went higher. You actually had a good correction here where the spiders went from 141 and change all the way back down to about 138 and change. Then again, you moved up. We came right up to this pivot high. You took it out by 50 cents again, and now you have the connectors, and the market corrected again. So it leads us to believe, and any semi-intelligent investor or trader should be able to do this for themselves, that when the market goes up again and tags this line and breaks this pivot high by 50 cents again, we should get another solid correction. Now, where are the corrections going? They're going to this lower green trend line. Well, guess what, guys? As we hit this high pivot, I made that assumption. I told my members that, and we even talked about it in the nightly Monday night video. I said, listen, guys, the market should pull back here. We should see about a drop to the 139.50 level on the SPY because that was the green line. And sure enough, look at what's happened since Monday. Here's Monday's high, and look at where we are. So again, do you see how you can predict the market by looking at the charts? Many people don't look at the charts, and frankly, they won't make money. I mean, over the long term, they're not going to make money. Over the short term, they're not going to make money. They just don't know what they're doing. If you look at the charts, you should be able to analyze things to the point of understanding and putting yourself in a position to win 9 out of 10 times, in my belief. All right, there's always going to be that unforeseen news break which flips you out and you get stopped out, but that's what stops are for. You can win that high percentage of the time. And again, I have a bunch of shorts out there right now based on knowing this and knowing what the market's been doing here in terms of a rounded top. It's all a beautiful thing playing out perfectly as we said it would. And again, the shorts, especially after today's decline, all going into the money nicely. So notice again how the market fell here over the last 2 days. We came right down to the green trend line and we've just been hammering on it. Now eventually this green trend line is going to break. That's my analysis that it's showing me. But at the same time, short term, the remainder of today, it may hold up. We're going to be watching very closely to see if it holds up. If it breaks, you're going to go down very, very quickly. Where's your target on a break of this trend line? Well, on a break of this trend line, on the daily chart, you're going to come to the 50 moving average, 137. So you're going to drop another $2.50, $2.40 from current levels here. That will be where you head, assuming that level holds below today and we continue to see some downside. If we see any downside this afternoon, we don't get the normal buy program that we seem to get every day when we're down, then that's where you're heading very, very quickly. Now, there's always the chance of the buy program, folks, where the markets have been programmed. In fact, I trade that buy program almost every single day. When we came down to the green trend line, I bought it, and I made 20 cents on the upside, got stopped out second half break even, so it was a nice profitable trade there. And then we've kind of just been chopping since then. But you have to look at the consolidation right now in the spiders and wonder if they're going to buy program this up towards the end of the day. But bottom line is, I'm sitting back right now just looking to see, do we close below today, this green trend line, or do we close above? What's this market going to do? And that will give me the basis to make the decisions on where this market is going in the future. I know the levels. I know what breaks are key. Now we just wait and see what breaks and what does not. All right, so that's what we have here, folks. Many people have said, do you think the market can go all the way back to the green trend line? I don't believe so to the upside. I don't think it's going back up here. I'm going to explain why. There's a theory that we have called three peaks to a valley, where it tells you essentially when you make 3 high pivots on a slanted up nature, it's very rare to see the market get back up there again and make a 4th pivot high. It's more likely that you'll get a small bounce off this pivot to the downside and then eventually roll over and break down to the downside. All right, and these are all little keys and tidbits that we teach. In the Money Stocks is about giving you the swing trades I take, the entries, the stops, the targets, all that stuff. And again, you can take swing trades on any side of the market, assuming you have the right chart set up. But we're about education here. It's all about teaching you to fish. I want you guys to be able to analyze any charts you want, not just the ones that I'm looking at. But bottom line is, the research center here at InTheMoneyStocks.com is where you belong if you're a swing trader. Intraday stock chat for day traders as we continue to progress in building the most elite group of traders and investors in the world, folks, rivaling any institution out there in terms of knowledge based on the In the Money Stocks methodology. And there's a 7-day free trial, 7-day free trial to everything we have here, the research center and the intraday stock chat. You can come at your leisure and take it whenever you want and start ruling the markets and ruling your profit. All right, let's take a look at a couple other things. Apple today is down about $10. Nice little fall on Apple, but again, one thing I think that's kind of interesting to me is that Apple filled the gap, and then you just saw a bounce right away, which is not surprising, folks. I mean, this gap from yesterday, or yesterday's 2 days ago close, we did fill it right there, and then you got a little bit of a bounce. But net, Apple, considering how high it's run, it's still holding up pretty well. All right, what I'm really looking for is when do we take out the gap fill and really flush to the 200? That would be your next scalp level, and ultimately it shows more weakness if we can nail and negate the entire move yesterday and then some. So watch towards the end of the day to see what happens there. In addition, yesterday I talked to my members about financials. I said financials yesterday, it was the first time they were very, very weak in the last multiple months. I mean, we've seen financials be slightly down, but never as weak as they were yesterday. Great indicator of what was to come. JP Morgan today getting slammed down over $1. Goldman Sachs is down over $2. Citigroup is down over $1.40. I mean, these drops are beautiful in nature and big. Very, very big. Right, and so financials really under pressure today. We're seeing pretty much everything red. There are a couple areas of a little strength. One stock that's very, very weak today after a downgrade is IBM. IBM that got downgraded, down $3.60. Just like that, down $3.60. I mean, that's a monster drop there. Microsoft, which, by the way, I'm short. Beautiful fall here. I mean, just building on some profits in the zone right now on Microsoft as it's down 77 cents and continues to look exceptionally good. In terms of scalp trades and shorter-term trades that I gave my members, I gave them CLNT yesterday, folks. CLNT. All right, and this was off of Heat. I think I even talked about it in the free video, folks. So any of you guys that picked it up from yesterday's free video made a ton of money. Heat yesterday was soaring. Today it's up another $3 and change. As a sympathy play, I gave out CLNT, which is another small cap Chinese play, low float. And I gave this out, get this guys, at $1.95. This is where I alerted my members to buy it. $1.95. All right, I even tweeted about this yesterday because I thought it was that good. And guess what it's at today, folks? I mean, you can see before you, it's trading at $5.50. $1.95 entry, $5.50 right now. That was yesterday, one day. If you know what you're doing, there's a lot of money to be made in this market. Let's do it, folks. It's all here for the taking. Come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Let's start making some money, start learning the proprietary techniques that we are going to teach you that will make you money for life. Take care.